Hello guys, and welcome to episode 23 of our Vanilla City Skylines Let's Play. First off the bat, I'm just going to apologise for the lack of activity this week. I have been suffering horrendously with hay fever and still am, but I wanted to get an episode out for Saturday. I'm recording this on the Friday, but my upload speed means this will be out later. So yeah, I'm going to apologise in advance for any coughing, sniffing, or any nasally sounding noises that come out of me during this episode, but hopefully you guys can bear with that and kind of cut me a bit of slack while I deal with this hay fever. Any fellow sufferers out there will know how bad it has been this year. You've probably guessed by the title of today's episode that we're going to start work on our beach resort today. I'm not sure if we're going to get it finished this episode. It might be a big project to fill all this out with the detail that we want this to have. Off camera, I've upgraded this road, which was a highway, into a kind of 2-lane each way main high street with the trees. And then there's also a bridge up here now that links next to our monorail station. This is just near our downtown section here. And then this just loops down and links them up here, so they do have another way up and down into this section. And also, huge thanks to Bill and Ted for letting me know that park visitors have to pass through park gates to be counted as visitors. And in honour of your amazing suggestion, you now have Bill and Ted Fields named after you. And you can see we've just gone through and added in these little side gates so people can actually be counted. And we're having 108 visitors a week at this one now. And then over at the Ever 24 Memorial Park, we've done the same thing again as well. Over here, and then here. And then down here as well. So we have those park entrances now, and people are being counted as visitors. We've got 74 in here this week. So huge thank you for that. I had no idea that they had to pass through the park gates to be counted as visitors. I thought once a park gate was there, they would be counted as long as they were in the zone. We haven't done it on this one yet, but I'm not sure if I'm going to, because this one isn't hugely busy anyway. And I think it'll look a bit weird with these kind of dirt paths anyway, so we'll probably leave that one as it is. And I also realised as well I forgot to do this one, so we'll probably save that for a later date when we've not done a bit of park stuff for a while. Also off camera, back in Glade Heights, which is our big residential estate over on this side of town, I've added in a little road here. This is just a one-way street, and it kind of turns into a little slip lane for the highway, and it's getting plenty of use. There's a lot of different cars coming down here. So it just gives them highway access on this side of town rather than forcing them all the way back through these roundabouts and onto this interchange around here. So they've got a different way onto the highway now, and you can see just by fast forwarding it, it's getting a steady amount of traffic, and then they are obviously dispersing throughout the rest of the city. You're probably also noticing a lot of these raster faces around the city. We have legalised marijuana in the city, which is wonderful news for everyone involved. It boosts tourism, and it also gives us a slight increase in money as well. So that's why it's gone up. There's a big sad wave going across the city right now. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe one of the teams just lost. Did they? What's the date? 68? No, they didn't. Anyway, so yeah, let's crack on with our beach resort. So I'm not really taking any inspiration. What's up with you guys? Not enough customers. Okay. Well, hopefully we can fix that by building a beach resort here. Let's go ahead and zone it out. So we'll knock this back a little, just up to here, and then we'll start our new beach district over and around this part of town. There we go. And boom. Okay, so we're going to want leisure. Actually, we might have to break this up into multiple districts. We'll draw out the road design first, and then we'll decide what's going to happen with it. So I'm thinking, again, not taking any inspiration from kind of Google Maps here. I'm just going to bring a road out up here. Let's actually make it a nice grassy banking road. And then we can just bring this up level with the road. There we go. bring that up to there. I wonder if I can actually swing a little road just out here. Not that bit. And then under here. Let's knock that back a touch. And then through there. And then finally just through there. So that gives some connections either side of it. Now I'm going to have kind of the main feature of this part just sit about here. We'll have a little bit of a park area here which will then lead people down on the dirt road. And we're going to go free for all on this. Let's bring this down. I don't know whether to put hotels down here. I kind of want... I don't really want the big high-rise hotels. And this dirt road is just going to follow the beach. Go up around here. And then it's going to just join back up with this road about there. I'll probably change that in a minute, but just so it links back up, we'll leave something there. Okay, let's plop down some of our tourist attractions here. Look at a fishing pier. Let's see, let's have the fishing pier over here. I wonder if that counts as connected. Yeah, it is. So let's complain of no power, which is expected. Okay, and then next to that we can have our fishing tours. Excuse me. And then further down the road we can have kind of our more motor themed activities like our marina. How about a bit of a restaurant down here, and then we can maybe put in beach volleyball court down here as well. Okay, let's line these guys up with some water. Again, any suggestions or ideas you have for our beach resort, do just drop them in the comments as always. You guys have been really active down there recently, and I have to tell you, it is incredibly vastly appreciated. Okay, let's delete this section of road because they're not happy about it not being connected up. There you go, that should fix it. So these guys are happy. Now we don't really have any beach props, which is annoying me, so we can't really put any kind of sun lounges down or umbrellas. They're kind of the usual stuff that you would find on a beach. So it's a little bit disappointing, but we have to make do. Okay, I'm going to just delete the district around here and plop in a new one, because I want this to be renewable green, and you'll see why in a moment. Let's go back to our dirt roads again, and we'll pop the snap back on. Okay. We'll fill these in. It's a shame that we don't really have like a sand decal as well to plop down. Let's see if we can bring this up and over here. Again, that's just temporary until it links up through here, which it will do eventually. Is that linking in? Yeah, there we go. Everyone's happy. Okay, let's see what kind of buildings we're getting down here. Let's also go ahead and place some trees. Now, we don't really have palm trees. We have these Chinese windmill palms, which are a little bit strange looking. Don't have any kind of the traditional American Los Angeles palms that you would associate with a beach. And I'm just going to try and draw in a little bit of a pathway up to these guys, just so it looks like there is an actual connection. Yeah, there's one here. them on here as well. And then we'll go ahead and grab some of those palms and then just drop a couple in and around. Again, no real uniformity to these, just as random as they can be, really. We also have the riding stables over here as well, which might be a nice little addition. Okay, so it's these kind of lower tier commercial buildings that I was going for. I'm just going to adjust my mic, apologies if you can hear that, I'm not sure if it will be picked up. And then in terms of commercial, so I'm actually just going to go back into the zoning tool. I'm going to delete a little zone here. So this is going to be made up of a few different zoning tools, a few different zones rather. I'm just going to bring this along this road, and then this is going to be leisure. Okay. Well, let's have a big row here, on here, and then a few along here as well. Okay, maybe let's play some park stuff now. I think definitely a basketball court would go in nicely with this area. Let's see if we can pop that in there. And then again, I want a lot of dirt paths, or we'll actually call them sand for this section. Just so is that actually linking people together? So just join them together there. Then we'll have some shrubbery. Let's have a look what we've got here. Is there any kind of beach shrubbery we can grab? I think this stuff looks quite exotic. Almost looks like pampas plants. No, not there. Yeah, From Tech has finished another academic year. It's fantastic news. Okay, so again, not enough workers for these guys. That's totally understandable. Again, what are we getting down here? Karaoke, gym. Okay, how about we do something with this space here? Let's go for a straight path. And then we'll go ahead and grab some of our trees. Okay. A few little bushes as well, I think. So around here. It's kind of on the edges of the path. Maybe we can actually drop some down at the beach level as well. Yeah, so these dirt roads definitely look better, I think, than the usual tarmac stuff. Again, they are still complaining quite a lot of no jobs, so maybe we can actually build. Let's maybe just try that. We'll see how it looks, even if it's only kind of a temporary measure. Just some low density housing. Just as you come into the beach area, it's almost like beachfront houses. And we'll see. And these guys should get jobs over here. That should satisfy some of the demand. Let's go ahead and have a look at unique buildings. There is a tourism and leisure one. And there is actually a pre-built zoo. Which I don't suppose is going to fit in, is it? But I don't really want that anyway. It looks a little bit odd. This might be cool to have down here. That's a little bit oversized. Of course, these guys have no water. There you go. That should sort you out. Yeah, so some nice beachside housing. And we can maybe plop in a few more of those little residential estates as we go here. Just as and when we need them. I've got a couple of bushes around the edge of this road. A couple of palms as well. Let's kind of decorate the edge. Yeah. Okay. We can get some down here as well by the looks of it. Okay, so they are getting visitors now, which is fantastic news. Probably going to move these guys down just briefly. Let's move them there. And then again down here. I'm just going to have to draw in some roads. Again, just up to here. And then that leaves them connected, and then we can also join these up to the paths as well. And then again, just plop in some palms. I know there's going to be a mod for like kind of Los Angeles style Hollywood palms, isn't there? But we can't use those. Okay, so we're at the beach. Let's drop in a few little rocks in and around the place. Obviously, beaches tend to be quite rocky, especially in England. We don't really have any amazingly sandy beaches in the north. There's some nice ones down in Cornwall, but it is a long way away from me. Okay. And over there. Okay. This area looks quite nice. And everyone's still complaining on it. See, these are the kind of buildings that I wanted. These little markets, these little organic stalls. I think they're really cute. So as we move further and further away from the coastline, our buildings are going to become more urban. So I'm kind of thinking maybe here is where we'll have maybe some high density commercial just blotted along this road. We'll see how that looks. And maybe some along here as well. So it kind of backs onto the cliff face. I also want to do something with this cliff face as well. Just kind of spam some vegetation around it. So again, no one walks in here, this place gets overgrown. And some rocks as well. Should be able to get us some of these in. There we go. And then again, that vegetation around them. Okay. Let's grab another little street here. Then we'll bring some more beachside housing up and along here. Well, those guys are actually going to be in the water, aren't they? But I'm pretty sure the ground will kind of auto generate itself. You know what I mean? Not auto generate, what's the word I'm looking for? Terraform, that's it. Okay, and then we'll bring this just around like that. I do for power now. Okay, yeah, that's siphoned off that area. We can get rid of the power lines. Wonderful news. Okay. Do like these little one-stack buildings against the cliff face. Reminds me of a lot of kind of European resorts that you go to. Bryros Woods has reached level 5. Finally, that place has been around forever. Yeah, so these are getting abandoned. Totally fine at the start of a new area. Really not concerned about it at all. We're bringing in some new residents into the area now as well. Of course, these guys are complaining of no water. Let's just box this place off up to the edge. Okay, yeah. So they have their little beachfront houses. Now I do want. See, where would be the best place to start this from? Where do we want them to come out? Probably up near here. I do want a little pedestrian walkway that just follows the mountain around. Not really mountain, but cliff face. Down to about there, and then we'll just pop some of that vegetation back in along here. Okay, and we'll decorate this little entrance here a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll go away and have a look at some beach resorts in real life. We'll see if we can come back and try and take a bit of inspiration. So we are just kind of winging this. And then again, these guys are all abandoned. But we'll go ahead and drop them in some services. You guys can have a police station. And we'll have a little fire station down at the bottom of this road as well. So what I'm thinking of doing of this side of town is having a ferry terminal come into this part. Now this road infrastructure right here, this won't support a ferry terminal. It's just too dense, and it will send them onto this side of the highway, which is great. You know, they'll filter in through this system here, but they won't necessarily handle too well here at this junction, here and then up here again where it joins kind of the main street. So we need to kind of plan that out really. Let's keep it on 3 speed, and these buildings should start to replace themselves slowly but surely. These guys are all leveling up. Don't know if I like the high density, you know. Yeah, we don't. We decided that we don't like the high density. Let's unzone these guys. And then they can be rezoned as low density. We'll just delete that up to there. Okay. So, let's have a look at our ferry terminal stuff. Ferry depot. harbour. This is what we want. Yeah, so we kind of want it to sit along here, and I think we could. Yeah, you know what? Let's try it. Let's delete the dirt road up here, and then we'll delete this as well, just for now. But we will reconnect them to that side of town. Let's drop in a road here. And then the small roundabout will be too big for this, won't it? Yeah, it will. Didn't think it would. No worries, we'll have to make our own. Okay, so as we are on right-hand drive, I'm just going to start off by putting our snapping tool back on. Again, I almost already know that this isn't going to work, but we'll try it anyway. Okay, so we'll see how that works. Again, I can almost guarantee that it won't, but if it does, wonderful. We do have a ferry terminal over here, and he is fed and watered. So let's just leave a little bit of time here. And we'll see if anyone comes to use it. We'll decorate this area up as well. It won't all stay like green spaces. Lots of people using this, which is good. Yeah, it's not a bad little... Interesting now, we're getting not enough customer warnings due to our tourism and leisure buildings down here, I'm guessing. Well, these guys recover, they always do. Yeah, this place is recovered again now. Okay, so we're getting some people in here. There's no cruise ships coming in yet. I wonder if there's any kind of decorations we can use in the industry stuff, any kind of props. Oil industry fence might be a little bit offensive. Oh, maybe we can use that. Okay, so this is kind of... You know, it's a port. There's people coming in and out of the country here, so... It's a pretty secure place. You can't just wander into it. I don't know why I've put that there, because it needs to follow right up to the edge. There we go, as such. And then again, just down here. And then probably up to here as well. Okay. So we have our first cruise ship. Okay, so that system seems to be working at the moment. Let's try and reconnect our dirt road up here in some kind of fashion. You can maybe hover around under the bridge and then rejoin these guys over here. And then we need to kind of populate this area too. Not too sure what with. How about a botanical gardens? Yeah, so again this place is struggling a little bit, but it will recover. I also checked our public transport earlier. And we are now on 5,000, which is more than 10% of our population using public transport. Which is great news. Okay, so I just want to keep my eye on some of the junctions here. We're just letting some time pass. You can see we're getting a little bit of a slowdown there. Maybe we can upgrade that into a 2-lane. Which of course deletes our fence. And then as we do have our little kind of ferry depot down here, why don't we do not like that. Yeah, this is what I'm after. So let's go for a little office block here. So I'm thinking this place will kind of serve as almost admin for the ferry depot. I do want some tiles. Where are they? Just scrolled past it, haven't I? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I kind of want this building to build up before I do that. And yet, not enough workers, we aren't aware. Yeah, so I really want this building to build. These cruise ships are crazy. So they're bringing in a healthy amount of people now. Okay, so look at all these people walking. We need to give them alternative methods through. Let's pop snap off and we'll just smash through this fencing. We'll rebuild it around our paths once we put them in. Up and over here. Again, it would be good to get them up here, wouldn't it? Maybe we can build them. Yeah, okay, so see, now this is what I was talking about. Look at how many of them are generating cars to get around. And then this is clogging up our junction just here as well. So maybe let's go ahead and make this a 6-lane. And that'll just give them a little bit more leeway as to which way they can go. Okay, this guy needs power. Of course he does. We'll plop him in there. And then we'll finish the episode by building our little... Yep, you should be good to go now. A little bit of admin for our ferry depot. And you'll see what I'm doing with these decal tiles in a moment. Okay, then I want some fencing. We'll rework that fence in a moment. And then just down to here. So it's almost like a little bit of a courtyard for our office friends. And he's already upgrading. Okay, yes, that's not a bad looking building really. This is kind of like a little courtyard, just makes it look a little bit more official rather than just plonking it on its own and then letting it grow. Maybe we could give these guys another exit off here to send them in that direction. Let's try that. So from this road, we'll just come out. So let's make it a low speed. A little one-directional thing. And then send them out onto the highway again. This fence will need to be reworked. See if that helps. I mean, it isn't the worst thing in the world at the moment. But you can just see how many cars they are generating. Yeah, so they definitely need some kind of transport around here. Let's go ahead and pop a bus line in, because these guys are going to need it. So we'll start them off from our bus terminal. It's here, isn't it? It's at the monorail. So what's the best way for them to take? We'll send them out this way. So we'll start a line here. And then this guy's going to come through town. And then he's going to stop here. 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 And then he's going to make a little loop. Actually, no, let's delete that one and plop it there. And then the people can walk down there. They don't necessarily need another way back. Then he can stop here. And then he's going to come back up this side of town. Drop them at the top of the hill. And then back down to complete his route into there. Okay, so now there's a bus stop here. We want to give people a means of walking over to that. There we go. Again, we'll give them a couple more connections up through here. And then dot some palm trees around. So this now should allow them to catch a bus into town rather than driving. Again, already 280 people. So if you think about it from a traffic perspective, there's now 280 more Sims that are trying to make their way through these junctions. It's a lot of people. And the buses and the cruise ships are now full, so we'll see here just how a new load of passengers deals with the traffic. And you can see all these purple people are tourists. So that bus line is alleviating some of the pain at least. I'm also plopping a taxi rank outside these as well. Just so people can grab them if they need. Buses shouldn't be too long. They do have to travel a fair way from the bus depot to reach this line. Let's see if we can see one coming down. Here we go. So again, you can already see 105. Let's go ahead and modify this colour. This can be a nice sea colour bus. Again, he's already full. And then he's going to start taking people down into the bus line. It's okay. This will definitely be a two-parter. We've left a lot of stuff unfinished. We've got a lot of empty blank spaces in here. But this episode is starting to drag on a little bit. Quick update for next week. I'm away with work, travelling from Monday to Friday, so there will be no episodes next week at all. I'll try and get one out on maybe another 2 over the weekend. It'll probably be 1. But I'll try and get 2 out for you guys just so you have something to tie you over. But either way, thanks very much for watching. If you are new to the channel, we're up to 23 subscribers now, which is crazy, crazy numbers. Really didn't expect to reach that many, so to all you new subscribers, if you haven't heard before, there's a link in the description to my Twitch setup and schedule if you're interested in learning more about what we're up to on this channel. And again, yeah, thanks very much for subscribing. It means a hell of a lot more than you actually know. But apart from that, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, and please do enjoy the rest of your day.